but I mean, the juice was worth the squeeze.
Speaking of
As they
squeeze,
say in YouTube land.
yeah. Speaking of squeeze, oh, you know what? I just left Jason's picture up there, and that's just gonna stay up there now.
I think we should just keep it up there all the time.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Shitties or not.
Yeah.
Hey guys, hey YouTube, what's going on?
We're back.
Yeah.
Back to our regularly scheduled programs here.
Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now we're doing this is our 98th podcast, right, Dave? Or is there like a super secret one floating around out there that we still haven't posted
Well,
about the worst movie so far on this list called
this
Blade
is
Runner?
this is technically our 99th podcast that we've recorded.
Yeah.
How is that possible, Dave?
We're not. The question is this the 99th one that we've recorded, not the 99th one that we've released? Those are different. See, there's differences there.
I like how you did that, Dave.
Yeah, this is our 99th recorded episode.
I see.
Are we ever going to hear the Trimmer Totem podcast?
You know,
Or should we
I
act like
feel
it
like
doesn't exist?
I feel like a lot of our references are such deep cuts that they really are for no one but us. So, yes, I will eventually get that debauchery out about that movie that nobody cares about.
Talked to a lot of people about that movie, and I was like, "Yeah, man, get ready to listen to this pod. Get ready, get ready."
They could
Any
just,
day now.
And
They could.
text me since then, they're like,
They could subscribe to our YouTube page where you get
or
all.
maybe they want to listen to podcasts in their cars, Dave.
You know, you could still do that. You know how you can. You can just
don't watch the video.
Yeah, you just don't watch the video. It's easy. Jason, how are you doing?
Yeah, segue. I'm fine. I'm good. Life's good, Dave.
Awesome, man. You know, just some pre-podcast banter. If out there in YouTube land, if you're looking for a new like show to watch on Amazon Prime,
That we will not review.
that we will not review episode by episode, but you know, that's not saying it's going to be forever off limits. You should check out Invincible on Amazon Prime. I believe it just dropped this week.
Episode 3. It's on episode 3 right now, but it is a week drop.
Okay, so and it's no spoilers, but just saying it's a very
It's
violent,
an
adult
graphic
superhero
novel
show.
adaptation. Yes.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, dude, it's great.
Yeah. We got what else we got coming out? We got
Yeah, it's real good.
we got Kong versus Godzilla. I
No
don't think
interest whatsoever.
but Mortal Kombat, Josh. Mortal Kombat. That's coming soon.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
All right, Josh is busy.
Are we going to review Mortal Kombat in the full? We're going to give it the full Three Guys and a Mic.
You know, I think we April 16th. I think we'll watch it and then we'll to be determined. To be determined. You know what? Hey, how about this? Poll. We'll poll our audience.
All two of them.
All two of them. So all you need is one person to say yes. One person says yes. If one person comments on this YouTube video and says yes, we want to hear a Mortal Kombat movie review, we'll do it. I think that's.
God, I hope nobody is listening.
I think that's easy enough, right? So
that will make me watch that movie.
yeah, AFI Top 100 Movies. We are on number 95. That doesn't count.
The
Josh.
last picture
that does
show.
not count, Josh.
What do you mean?
I can see all the comments as they come in.
I'm a listener of this podcast, Dave.
No, you're a creator. That doesn't count.
Oh.
Anyway,
Well, hey, man, let's create some fucking legendary content talking about the last picture show.
yeah, it'd be the last time I watched this movie.
Oh shit!
I wanted to save that joke for the podcast, but it just came right in there. That's
Don't
what
worry,
she
you
said.
Dave,
You can do that again
you can
anyway.
Let it loose on the podcast too.
All right. Well, you know what? You guys just have
Kick
to
it
laugh. You just have to laugh a second time.
Yeah, we'll edit and we'll just go ahead and throw in some like cheesy laugh tracks.
Anyway, all right, Josh, you doing this juicy intro or what?
Why is everything juicy with you, Dave?
Well, he was talking about dicks earlier.
I was not.
I feel like Dave's about to slide right off of that chair. He's been talking about dick so much. All right.
I don't like you.
Okay. You can quit.
We'll get somebody who has lessons.
Ah! Or, whoever remembers to drop the trimmer totem. All right. Here we go.
Pretend it doesn't exist. Just go,
right,
man. Just go.
I'm going. I'm pulling.
Just pull it.
Pulling it. It's like Dave's pulling all those dicks over there. Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic presents a comprehensive review of the American Film Institute's top 100 movies of all time. Number 95, The Last Picture Show. I'm your co-host, The Human Dart, along with
Jason Tsunami.
And David Disaster.
Hey, yo.
What's up? Pew, 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 pew. How's it going, everybody?
Hey.
We're back.
Good, dude. Hey, I'm feeling good today, man. I'm feeling powerful. I got that Pfizer going through my veins.
Feels good.
Shit.
Feels good.
Yeah, dude.
Are you going to transform into some kind of tarantula now? Or
Dude, how good is your
I did
internet
have
on your
side
phone now?
now that you have the chip?
It's real good. But listen, there was another side effect of it. Okay, let me just for those YouTube people out there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
His fingers got longer.
There was an increase.
Yeah. So somebody at work today said, now you got that chip in you. I said, that's great, man. I said, now if I get kidnapped, they can come find me.
That's right.
Like I'm in the system.
Now, did they say that unironically, or were they just joking?
They mean
around?
it.
They were joking around.
Okay. I just don't, you never know these days if people are fucking serious with that stuff.
Yeah. No, I don't work with anybody that's like,
I always tell people,
bastards.
listen, look, I am not that important to have a chip in me.
Yeah.
Now, if this podcast blows up, I might have to go get another shot.
Start making that money.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead, Dave.
No, I was gonna say if they want to help us get there, please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio. And hey, check out our YouTube page and give us a subscribe and like and all the
Live,
all the bullshit
every Saturday night, somewhere between 8:30 and 8:45.
Yep, absolutely. Central.
So what are we here for?
Texas
What
time.
are we here for?
So we're here for the next movie on the American Film Institute's top 100 list, and that's number 95 movie, The Last Picture Show.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Any quick thoughts?
I thought this movie was okay. Just generally, I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I know we're going to have some more in-depth conversation about it here in a minute, but it's okay movie. I can see why, and I think this is going to be a conversation we're going to have, but I can see why the movie's on the list. I get it.
I liked the movie significantly less than you did, I think.
I thought you were about to bust a U-turn on it.
Yeah.
So, no,
give us a curveball there, Dave.
The movie's 95 on the list. I think
It's number 100 in your heart, though.
Number 195 on your.
It's like
heart.
It could just not be on the list, and it'd been fine. I'd recognize that the movie is well acted. The movie is well paced, I guess. Like, the movie's well made, but I have no desire to ever watch the movie again. And the movie is basically 2 hours I mean, we'll get into it, but I did not enjoy the movie very much.
All right. Well, I did not hate the movie. I'm kind of like in Josh's realm here. I felt it was a solid film, not great, not terrible, not bad. It. I do not personally think it deserves to be on this top 100 list. But
Well, look,
having
haven't seen
said
the
that,
other movies on this list, all right?
correct. This might end up being in the 80s. Time we get
We
done.
know this movie's at least better than 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Absolutely.
Definitively.
Yeah, Jesus. So like I said, I didn't hate the movie. I just didn't love the movie. I thought it was just a solid flick.
Gotcha. Fossil, hit us with the recap real quick here, and then we'll go into a few stats about the movie, and then we'll dive in.
All right. So we have the last picture show is a high school seniors and best friends, Sonny and Dwayne, live in a dying Texas town. As graduation nears, both boys are contemplating their futures. While Dwayne eyes the army and Sonny takes over business, each boy struggles to figure out if he can escape this dead-end town or build a better life somewhere else. That pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, I don't think anyone at the end of this movie is in a good place. Like, I really don't. Like, because when the movie ends, the two friends are still there's still some tension there. Like, I don't even know if they're really friends anymore.
Dude gave me a car.
Yeah, I mean,
I
yes.
feel like it was me and you, Dave, like a year after you stood me up at that concert.
Damn.
I feel like it was something like that, where it was like, it was just kind of a little cold, and they were working on trying to put it together.
Sure.
Water.
Yeah, and I feel like most of the characters in this movie are not very likable. Like, by the end of it. By the end, they're not. They're they're likable in points, but I feel like as far as the main cast, like the main group of kids is not.
I mean, look, that might be the case, but I think this is a good representation of humans.
Sure.
Yes.
In small town, like I think when you say all these people are unlikable, you're used to somebody in some of these movies by the end of it being a hero or doing something that's a redeeming. Like, I mean, if you're going to base it off of somebody who comes through in the clutch and is and allows redemption, I mean, that's Cloris Leachman, that's Ruth Popper, right? Because even though she unleashes on Sonny,
yeah,
for kind of being a shitbag with her, she still forgives him in the end, and she still helps him out, right?
See, I don't know if that's meant to be redeeming or meant to be a little bit sad.
Yeah, I would say that this reminds me of the Tyrion Lannister line. If you came here expecting a happy ending, you came to the wrong place.
Yeah.
This is it's a drama, and for large swaths of this movie, it's depressing. Like,
yes,
it does do a good job of conveying how bleak living in this shithole little town.
Oh, this town is dead, basically.
Yeah. Like, this is a ghost town just waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Any day now, it's a ghost town.
Yeah.
So
let me hit a couple of things on this real quick, and then we'll go into some ratings here. So the Last Picture Show was released in 1971. It was made for a budget of $1.3 million. The movie grossed $29.2 million.
That's a pretty big payday return.
Yeah, pretty healthy return. That's equivalent to $190 million today.
Not too shabby.
Nope.
Yeah, here's where I look at this and I think this is why this movie's on this list. It was nominated for a shitload of Oscars. Okay,
yeah. A bunch of supporting actor Oscars too.
Yeah, so it actually won the Best Supporting Actor and Best Supporting Actress that year. Ben Johnson, who played Sam the Lion, and Cloris Leachman, who played Ruth Popper. They both won the Best Supporting Actor and Actress award.
I do have an interesting tidbit on the actor who played Sam,
Yep.
the lion.
Ben Johnson, the guy.
Yeah, he was a supporting actor in a lot of John Wayne films, and he did not like to actually talk in films, and he did not want anything to do with this the script. He didn't want anything to do with this role. Didn't want anything to do with this movie, and the people that put the movie together had pegged him like, we need you to be this guy. And so finally, through a mutual friend that was a director, he told him, he says, listen, you want to just spend the rest of your life being John Wayne's sidekick, or do you want to go win an Academy Award? And he was like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it. And that's how he got the gig.
Nice.
He ended up winning an award.
All right.
Pretty crazy.
So other nominations here. So you had Jeff Bridges nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and you had Ellen Burstyn nominated for Best Supporting Actress. This movie was also nominated for Best Writing, which it lost to The French Connection. It was nominated for Dave's favorite category, Best Cinematography. It lost to Fiddler on the Roof. Pete Bogdanovich was nominated for Best Director, but he lost to William Friedkin, who directed The French Connection.
That's coming up, by the way.
Yes, it is. And it was nominated for Best Picture, which it lost to The French Connection.
We'll have to see when we get to The French Connection, like in 2 or 3 movies.
Hey, I'm
like,
expecting
dude,
a pretty good movie at this point with all that.
Yeah.
So, as we know, if you've gone along with us here on some of the other podcasts we've done around the AFI list, we've developed our own proprietary rating system for these movies, and we've dubbed it the Shitometer. And the name of the game here is lowest score possible.
Correct.
So we're going to use this rating system here to really just kind of put a number to what we thought about the movie. Anybody want to go first out there?
I'll go first, since mine is going to be the most negative and probably the most different between the two of you. So, as I said kind of earlier, I was not a big fan of this movie. I don't think it's a bad movie. I just want to say that. But as far as our Shitometer ratings go, basically anything higher than a 50 is something we would consider to be that we would probably not recommend and you know, it to varying degrees, right? And so with that being said, my score is going to be a 62. I don't think this is definitely not the type of movie that I would just recommend you put on if you're just bored. This would be a movie you'd have to really know what you're getting into. I almost don't even recommend going in and watching this movie cold, because I feel like that is a worse experience. Yeah, I thought the movie was the first half of the movie was the better half, and but I think the movie gets worse as it goes on.
I'll go second. I'm going to kind of reiterate. This is not a bad movie. In fact, I do think it's a fairly solid movie. And to kind of echo what Dave was just saying, like, I wish I knew more about the movie in the beginning, because I feel like I spent the first 30 minutes of the movie trying to figure out like what the story was just trying to be told. But the movie did finally pull me in. And when I settled into the characters and the sympathy as someone who, you know, is also from a small town, you know, you feel trapped and seeing the older folks that kind of mirror the young guys and how everything kind of plays out. And, you know, with the issue with the movie, there was moments in which like nothing happened, mixed in with some, what I felt was some really great scenes and acting. Ultimately, I give it a 48. I would recommend it as a time period piece. Like if you are a fan of the era, or if you grew up in the time frame, or if you just really like the coming of age kind of storylines, I would recommend it to somebody that's kind of in that vein. But it's very close to a movie where there's some of the plotting of the movie. If you recommend it to the wrong person, they'll just come back to you and be like, "What the fuck did you just watch? And why did you tell me to watch it?"
Yeah.
But I give it a 48. I feel like that's a fairly solid score.
Yeah. I feel like one of the things that you guys brought up today when we were talking about it a little bit was, I mean, what is this movie about? It's a movie about nothing. And, I mean, look, a lot of movies are about that. A lot of movies are just a look into the life of these people or, you know, people dealing with a certain situation. I mean, look, the next movie we're going to talk about, spoiler alert, Pulp Fiction. What the fuck is Pulp Fiction about?
Correct. It's just a rambling
not
of
a goddamn thing. So, you know, I think saying, what is this movie about? This movie's about nothing. I don't buy that as like a reason not to like the movie or whatnot. And I think the acting in this movie cannot be disputed. Like, the acting in this movie is fantastic.
I agree.
It's really good. Now the question is, it's a story about nothing, okay, but how good is the story? And I agree with Dave to a certain extent. Like, look, it's about these two friends, and it's about these two friends. You know, about Sonny and Dwayne,
Yep.
and
Correct.
their interaction through this kind of final year before Dwayne eventually goes away to the army, right?
Yeah.
And how they interact with the different people in their lives. I agree with you, Dave. And I sent you guys a text after I got to the first hour. It's like, hey, movies actually to me was pretty funny. I thought there were some points in it that were a little bit funny, and I thought I got a very coming of age movie kind of feel, like a Superbad or something like that, where the movie I thought was a little bit raunchy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
And
see,
I
then
mean,
the movie starts time jumping like about halfway through, and it starts time jumping, and it's unclear. Well, I know that the movie takes place over the course of one full year, but it's not clear when it's time jumping, like how long it's been at times.
Correct.
So,
Well,
you realize he's been with Ruth for 6 months at some point. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah. Well, there is
the time between whenever they get the kid to bang the hooker or try to bang the hooker, and when they let him have that cheeseburger. That's months.
Was it a month? I felt like it
months.
was just a few weeks.
It's months.
But there are there are a couple of scenes also where it feels like there's one storyline between the boys and the one storyline where the girl goes off to the swim party.
JC?
In which she's at the swim party, and there are segments of daytime and nighttime with the boys while she's still at this one party.
That was a rager, bro.
I guess so.
So, all that being said, the second half of this movie did leave a little bit to be desired. It did get a little slow. There were some things in there that were just a little. I wasn't quite following along with. I would give this movie a 55.
Okay. So I would say I actually enjoyed, to the opposite of what you guys, I actually enjoyed the second half of the movie more than the first half of the movie. The first 30 minutes I really didn't care for, but the character Sam the Lion pulled me in, and from that point on, I was invested in the characters enough to where the back end of the movie, I really didn't have a big problem with what I was watching.
So
I didn't have a big problem with it. The front half was better. Go ahead, Dave.
So that brings the aggregated score or the combined score to a 55, which does put it as the lowest or worst rating that we have given so far.
Okay.
Fair.
So, 55, I will, again, want to reiterate, 55 does not mean inherently that the movie is bad. It just means that this is a tough one to recommend to your average Joe.
Correct.
Yep.
We are not film students or film critics, but we watch these movies through the lens of our pure entertainment value.
Yeah, and so this is going to be a cautionary, might not recommend it to everybody type of deal. So
yeah,
correct.
All right, well, let's start hitting up a couple of favorite scenes here. So, I'll go first.
Okay.
The first scene in this movie that really just kind of busted me up and made me laugh quite a bit was Sonny and Charlene in the car after the movies.
Oh yeah, when they're like kind of making out or whatever, and
Yeah. So they're very much, it's very business-like. They're going about this whole thing very business-like. You know, she's got her back to him. He's undoing the bra. She turns around and boom, her titties are out. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I wasn't expecting that from this movie. I just didn't, I guess.
The black and white threw me off.
Right. You know, and it's being an older movie. I'm like, yeah, they don't really pull out their titties in these older movies, right? I was like, oh shit, it happened.
they do
And then
more
he
than
just
that later.
Yeah. So he just leans in and cups her titty and starts kissing her. And earlier on, she reminds him that, hey, it's our 1-year anniversary, and he seems kind of blasé about it. So
He's like, it is?
he's like, well, hey, since it's our 1-year anniversary, what? He tries to put his whole hand up the skirt, and boy, she shut that shit down. And then she's like, you know, some anniversary, and he's like, well, Charlene, I guess if you feel that way, I guess we should just break up.
Just
'cause
break up.
I wouldn't want
I
to
don't want to
disappoint
give
you.
you any more bad anniversaries.
And then she's
Oh.
she just starts
goes,
railing into him.
She goes, you didn't even get me an anniversary gift. He goes, like, I gave you a piece of gum.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, clearly this dude did not give a shit. See, this was at the point of the movie. Like at that point of the movie, I wasn't sure what the movie was. You know, we try to go into these movies a little bit cold, and I didn't know whether this movie was trying to be a comedy or what. Now, in hindsight, I feel like that scene is meant to be taken a little bit more seriously, I think. But
I agree.
but yeah, at the time I was thinking it was pretty funny.
That shit made me laugh. So I think overall that's my favorite scene. I have a couple more scenes in here that I like, but that was my favorite scene.
So I'll go next. I'll just single out one thing, because I don't want to accidentally step on somebody's scene. So I think the best scene in the movie, or one of the best scenes, as far as from an acting standpoint, is Cloris Leachman's scene at the end when she kind of goes off on Sonny, you know, for basically ignoring, like, basically he got with JC and then just completely was like, I don't have to say anything.
He ghosted her.
Yeah, he just
left her in the cold.
Yeah, and he knew, I guess, you know, to her point, you know, he knew she was older, married, you know, she couldn't do anything about it. So I mean, just
dude,
that
the dude drove by her house and you could just see it, and he's just like, there was a slight twinge in which he was like, you know, I really should just tell her. And he's like, nah, fuck it.
And, you know, her just basically saying, you know, I've been apologizing to myself for months, and, you know, it's been 4 months, and now you want to come talk to me, you know, and, like, I don't know. Like, to me, it was at that moment, I'm like, okay, you know, this is where she earned her award, right? Like, because that scene is strong as fuck. And then
you're bought into like her pain in that whole thing. So
yeah,
you know, so Ruth Popper Cloris Leachman, you know, she's married to the coach in the town, and so Sonny's one of the kids. So Sonny's having an affair with the coach's
basketball coach's wife.
Yeah, so that's what's happening, and she's so bored, and I guess her husband is never there, never touches her, and so she's super excited to be getting all of this attention, you know.
I mean, she basically mothers him like throughout the movie.
You see her change the wallpaper in the room to what you presume to be some sort of a blue wallpaper. I mean, so she did a lot of things that gave her. I mean, this gave her a lot of energy, so it was hard to see Ruth go through that whenever he started going with JC.
And, you know,
correct. And you could see it. You could see that she had feelings for him, and that she felt like she deserved better.
Yeah,
than the way he treated her at the end.
He made her feel like how she felt she deserved to be feeling. Like, you know what I mean? Like how she always wanted to be treated, right? And, you know, I think it's unclear whether he ever had any feelings for her. I mean, I think we're supposed to get the idea that he probably liked her, but his thing was always for JC.
Yeah.
And like I said, just that whole scene. And I don't know how I feel about her just immediately forgiving him at the end, like, because, you know, he's like just stunned and doesn't really say anything.
I feel like, and I agree with you. I felt like at that moment she realizes that, like, not only is he a kid, like like he has nothing going. Like everything that could go wrong is just like shit on him that day.
Yeah.
And it makes it difficult for her to rail against him when she knows, he's not
at
used
rock
to it.
bottom. He's at rock bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, go ahead, Jason. Your favorite scene or best scene?
My scene, and I don't even know why I think this is one of my favorite scenes, but now that final scene was my second best scene. But for me, like I always watch things and then however they just make me feel is how I end up with the best scene. After they get Billy laid, if you want to even call it that.
Are you going to bring up the scene where they're fishing?
Big falling out? No.
Okay.
That is a good scene, though.
Okay. I
do like that scene. No, it's the scene just before that where he goes and it's kind of like the reconciliation between Sam and Sonny.
Yeah.
Over being Billy laid with the Jimmy Sue or whatever her name was. Now, you can tell that at this point that Sam has certain feelings for Sonny. As I don't know if it's a fatherly situation because apparently Sonny's father is deadbeat. You only see him one time, and the entire interaction is so awkward. You just know like they have no relationship.
Yeah.
And I liked the interaction between them because this is coming off like what we talked about as far as this big falling out in which Sam has basically kicked all these people out of all of his establishments, and he owns every establishment in town. So, like, it affects all these kids differently. But he finally allows Sonny back into his like good graces, and they're sitting there having a burger together, and it's just I don't know, man. I like the way it plays out, and you can tell that there's feelings there. And also, even from the very beginning, there is a connection between Sonny and Billy, like the child that's I don't know, he's got issues, is simpleton, but he likes being around Sonny, and the way the scene plays out, I really enjoyed it. I like the way it made me feel.
I got two things. This is just a general question, but do you think that Sam was meant to represent like the soul of the town? I mean, because he talks about when he's talking to Sonny after that scene, whenever they're fishing, he talks about how he used to own all that land and now he doesn't anymore, but he still owns a big majority of the town. And then when he dies,
dude, the movie changes when he dies. Like
basically everything. He is literally the foundation of that town. Like, because he owns the movie theater, like the picture.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just me not noticing, but if you watch the movie, it seems like even though this is a fucking ghost town practically, up until the point that Sam dies, like at least there's somebody driving in the street, across the street, walking. There's somebody in the shot. But it just seems like from the time he's dead, it just seems like every time they show, it just seems like there's nobody ever in any.
It turns into like this wasteland.
Yeah, and then it seems like everyone, like, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but like, so after Sam dies, and then Billy gets killed by gets run over or whatever.
Yeah.
Like what an awkward scene.
Like, and none of the people care. Like, what is he even doing? I'm gonna go
Dude,
get some food.
The sheriff said, "Well, hey, look, it's cool. I don't even know why he was out in the middle of the street. It's okay. It's not your fault." And I'm just like, "What?" This is the sheriff. The sheriff was just telling this guy that was just driving.
And they're basically they were gonna leave his dead body there and just go inside and get some
get a drink or something.
Yeah.
It was weird. That scene was so weird.
So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was interesting. But did y'all have any other scenes y'all want to bring up?
Yeah, the other scene I had on here that I thought was funny was just the second time that Dwayne and JC got together to have sex, and like Dwayne's attitude when he left the room, and
He saw the cock of the walk, and she's like,
yeah,
I don't even think you did it right.
yeah. I mean, look, I don't know if any of us did it right the first time we ever did it, but man, we all felt good when we laid that pipe for the first time, bro.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I still don't understand like why he didn't do it the first time. Like, it doesn't explain.
I think he was just nervous,
scared.
man.
Yeah, just nervous.
Yeah.
Stage fright. You know what I mean?
Just nervous.
Well, I mean, she was just sitting like a dead fish with her eyes closed. Like, just do it.
She did that several times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spoiler alert. I'm gonna bring her up later in a not favorable light.
One of the other scenes that I enjoy that I'm just gonna parlay this really quick into the Roy Batty Award for overacting. This week the Overacting Award goes to Coach Popper.
Dude,
I'm gonna have Coach Popper in there mainly for this line that he gives to the boys in the gym of, the piss ants. But if you boys didn't jack off so much, you'd have more energy.
Dude, that actually I popped a little bit when he said that. That's funny. Yeah. Did y'all notice when he went to grab one of the? No, I'm serious. This is like subtle. I don't know if the movie was trying to say this or not. But do you think he was diddling those kids?
Well,
I don't know, but
so Jason brought this up earlier too off podcast. Okay, listen. So I was reading a little bit about this movie afterwards. So this all obviously comes from a book, and there are always things that are left out of books when they're made into movies. So Coach Popper is identified as being gay in the book.
Okay.
So that's the source of the marital problems.
Well, because
between he and Ruth,
Ruth brings up like, you have absolutely no idea, don't you? Like, she says that phrase to him, and I was like, oh, because he goes to pinch or something, one of the kids, and the kid turns and smiles and gives him that look, and I'm like, but it's never brought up again, other than Ruth's comment later.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's subtly added into this movie, but he is portrayed as being gay in the book.
Okay, that makes
But
sense.
This dude is firing fucking zingers the whole time he's in the movie, though, man. Like this guy's crushing souls.
Yeah.
So I thought he was good in there. All right, let's go on to favorite character. Who wants to go first on favorite character?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think I've already given it away. It's going to be Sam. Sam the lion.
Okay.
He seemed like the guy longing for the past, trying to pass on what he knew. All of his scenes seemed to have some kind of like moral value attached. And you just knew something bad was going to happen when Sonny and Dwayne are in the truck and they're going off to Mexico and they're like, man, you should come with us. And he just looks at him and you're like, what's going on here? Like, there's something. And you get that feeling like this is the last time all three of these people are going to be in the same spot. And you're just like, and it didn't actually dawn on me that he was going to die. Like, I thought something tragic was going to happen on this trip. And then when they come back and they're like, the door's locked, I'm like, oh, don't. At that point, like in the movie, like he was already my favorite character. And I was like, dude, I just started really liking this character. Don't tell me he's fucking dead already. And he was super dead. Yeah, he's gone.
Toast.
Yeah. Yep.
Dave.
My favorite character is Ruth. But Sam is my second favorite. So I think Ruth and Sam are like the only like real people in this town. Like, people that are like really relatable or likable in a way.
Anchors.
Yeah. And Ruth is just she's in a really shitty situation. Because this is supposed to take place in the 50s, I believe. She's in a marriage that she can't get out of. She's older, she's past her prime. She gets her.
Dave, she's only 45. She's younger than somebody on this podcast.
I thought in the movie she was 40, or she's just in her 40s, is what they said. I thought she was 40.
I know.
Hey, look, I'm
in real life at the time.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. Look.
Oh, I think the character is supposed to be 40 years old.
There are plenty of scenes with Ruth. Fine ass Ruth.
I was gonna say you're gonna.
Fine ass Ruth over here. Damn, Fossil, you are old, brother.
So, but yeah. Anyway, I think Ruth's situation is I don't know. I think it's very well acted by Cloris Leachman. I've only ever known her as like old ass Cloris Leachman. I didn't know fine ass Cloris Leachman existed. So
maybe you need to watch this movie again, there, Dave.
No, but I really liked her character. I thought all of her scenes, like, she did a really good job. So,
I don't always go with the chalk pick here, because it's not always my favorite. But this week, I really like Sonny. I thought, it was a tough role, right? It's this kid going through changes, We've all been in that position where we like.
There's only one hot chick in town.
Yeah, and somebody else got her, and you think you can lay it better than he can.
And he's your best friend.
Yeah, I think we've all been in the ballpark of some similar situation like that. But I thought it was well acted by him. It was a little whiny at times, but I think that's life. I think we can all be a little whiny at times. So I thought he did a really good job, especially for being young. He's 20 years old when this movie's being made.
I thought I was going to like Dwayne, Jeff Bridges' character. I figured, just because I guess, I have, the hindsight, Jeff Bridges is probably one of the bigger stars now.
Until he puts a beer bottle in my guy's eye, man.
That part was like, that was bad.
But
like that candy bottle.
Jeff Bridges did a very good job acting in this movie, but like his character, I did not like his character at all. Like,
your least favorite character?
No, it's not. But I don't think we're meant to like Dwayne, is what I'm saying. Like, I think Dwayne is just meant to be a somewhat unlikable kind of character.
I mean, Sonny's the main character, so I mean, I think you're supposed to be on, at least following along on his side for most of it.
Yeah, you're supposed to be Team Sonny.
Now, my least favorite character. So I called an audible silently with myself, but it's almost a 1-2 package. But I'm gonna say my least favorite character is JC's mom.
You son
JC's
of a bitch.
Mom. She's got it going on, Dave.
You were gonna go JC, and then I was gonna segue right into JC's mom, but you stole my shit.
Because
dude, she is Mother of the Year material.
Oh man, she sucks.
Dude,
she's my least favorite, by the way, too.
Yeah,
she's my second least favorite.
My JC's mom is basically,
she does have it going on though. She's hot.
She's basically the town skank, and
bro, Sonny almost hit the trifecta in this movie.
and she basically, like, every time her daughter JC was like crying, like when she slept with, what's his name, starts with the A. Oh, God, what's his fucking name? In the pool hall, whenever she just like hanging on and just laying there.
That dude gets around too.
And then she comes home, she's crying. First off, she almost wins the award for overacting because she sees her mom, she goes, and then she just fucking falls at the table. And
like, how can you put up with that man? And she's like,
and
instead of saying
railing
like, her,
like for
what
sleeping
the fuck
with this
were
guy,
you doing sleeping with this guy?
She's like, he's always like that. I just, like, what? Like, what the fuck? And then
she's the one that sets JC on that path to fuck over Dwayne.
Yeah,
dude,
Dwayne
she tells him
6 months, gives her this watch.
Yeah,
and then she goes and gets naked at this party with fucking ugly ass Dennis or Randy Quaid.
Quaid.
Yeah, and then jumps in the water and ruins this watch, and she's just like,
yeah.
JC's mom with the line of the movie on how to be the greatest mom. Have you slept with Dwayne yet? No, I'm a virgin. She was like, well, why not? Why don't you just get it over with?
She's
that
like,
way you can get it over with. That way you can find out how dull he is.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
yeah, she's like,
I had to pick my jaw up off the.
She's like, well, I'll get you some pills or whatever. We'll get you so you don't get pregnant, and you can just fuck whoever you want. Basically, is what she told her. And then later on, she calls that dude Abilene or whatever his name is, and she's like, "Hey, what are you up to? You want some company?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm drilling some oil." He's like, and she's like, "Well, you drill that better than other things," and she hangs up on him. And it's like, Dude, she's just awful. Now, JC is also
JC
terrible too.
Let's say she's a real piece of shit too. Like,
Oh, yeah,
the
she's
reason
my
she
least favorite
even
character.
Wants to marry Sonny is to create a stir in the town.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
it.
Dude.
Like, she tells her parents, "We're going to Oklahoma. Like, come track her
Yeah,
down."
don't send the cops. Wink, wink. Dude, that whole scene plays like a psychopath.
Yeah.
And she's
Because
like,
then, like,
I
on
hope.
the way there, they're all lovey dovey, and then he's sitting next to her on the way back. She's like, "You're sitting a little fucking close here."
Yeah,
You can't even
it's
shoot
really
me.
hot. It's really hot. And he's like, and he puts his hand on her leg, and she's like, "Don't do that." And she's like, "We can do whatever we want. We're married." And she's like, "Whatever." And I'm just like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "I sure hope that my parents didn't do something dastardly and call the police."
And then they drive by that police officer.
And she gets all excited, and I'm just like, "What the fuck is this
'Cause
psycho?"
She knows it's gonna be the fucking talk of the town, man.
I know, it's just look. Okay, so we'll just look. She is my least favorite character. Yeah, I mean, what a whore.
Yeah.
Watching her get thrown out of the homeboy's car, whatever his name was, who was also banging her mom, was like a highlight for me, because she's like, "Oh, I didn't think anything like this could happen," and he's like, she's gonna reach over and kiss him. He's like, "Hey, why don't you get out?"
Yeah.
And she bends over to the door to like say something else, and he just starts the car and drives off.
That dude smashed the mom and the daughter. Like, dude, that dude, I feel bad for her dad or whatever. Like, that dude just working.
Yeah.
He's the only one who's like rich in that whole fucking town. He's got the oils on lock.
I thought you were gonna say you felt bad for the guy. I'm like,
I mean, he was hosing everybody.
Sybil Shepherd.
I mean,
Yeah, but
that dude.
But she sleeps with Dwayne only so that she can lose her virginity, so that she can go back to the first rich guy who said, "Come back to me after you've lost your virginity."
Yeah.
That's what a worthless piece of shit she
Dude,
is.
talk about
And
this.
then-
She walks up to that dude in like the kitchen or whatever, and that dude just puts he just pats it. He goes, "Pop," and he
And
grabs
she
her
just
right in the
stands
pussy
there.
like somebody else out there.
yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, and then she's like, well, Dwayne, and then her mother, well, what about Sonny? He just got the pool hall, and he's probably going to get some money out of that. And she's like, "Oh," and she pulls up, and she's like, "Hey, what's going on? I'm so scared. Will you drive me?" All I wanted to do was just for him to be the bigger man and be like, "Nah, bitch," but he didn't. He fell for that shit too.
Like, nah,
And
I'm breaking it
just-
off an old
just-
baby Ruth over here.
Baby Ruth.
Also, just as another side note, because JC's mom was also my second least favorite. They all show up to the funeral in black, except for one motherfucking person. JC's mom shows up in like a white dress at the funeral.
No, that's because she's a bitch.
She had,
Yeah,
well,
they
she also had a
both
different relationship. She had a relationship with Sam. She was the girl he was talking about. So
Well, I know, but I mean, even though the wife of everybody else showed up in black except her.
I mean, look, clearly the apple doesn't
She
fall
was a
far
real
from the
piece of work.
tree. You could say this. At least the mom is definitely at least training her how she wants to, because I mean the daughter's acting just like the mom, so I guess success. I don't know.
yep.
All
Well,
right.
Let's talk about what aged poorly here. I have a thought.
Go ahead.
Was there? Okay, so
Jason,
yeah. All right.
I need your help with this real quick.
Okay. You want to spill it or what?
Yeah. So here's the deal. Okay, so
Okay.
my man Sonny,
Yeah.
this movie, let's say he's 18.
Okay.
Okay, and if Dave's arithmetic is correct, and
Ruth.
Cloris Leachman is supposed to be 40 in this movie, that's a 22-year difference.
Correct.
Right? Jason, talk to me about age differences between man and wife.
Well, let me explain something to you.
Talk
See-
to me about the age difference between you and, I don't know, maybe your old lady. I don't know.
Ours is 11 years on a good year and 12 years on a bad year.
Yeah.
But this, it's a little different.
Yeah.
This is adding another decade on top of that.
Yeah. 20
And
difference.
that's if Dave's math was right and she's 40.
Well, no, it's
and
not
your
math. I'm just remembering a line in the movie.
Yeah.
I know.
In real life, he's 20 and she's 45 when this movie's made. So it's a 20. In real life, it's a 25-year difference. Yeah. Look, I don't know if that's aged poorly, aged well, or it's just,
Well, let me tell you a little story.
It's just nasty.
Let me tell you a real story. Okay, so what ages poorly? Was there any woman in this show that wasn't fucking someone else that they weren't with?
Charlene.
Yeah.
Charlene was a virgin.
The one from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to her? But she just
They never showed her
disappeared after
again.
the beginning
Yeah,
part.
she's not in the movie
Yeah,
anymore.
she fell off the face of the earth after.
Okay, so
after he cupped her boobie one more time.
Yeah, so let me tell you a real life story. My 5th grade teacher.
Oh no, I don't like where this is going.
Oh shit! Did she
My-
grab her wiener, Jason?
No, my 5th grade
That's too bad.
teacher. My 5th grade teacher left her husband and kids when somebody in my class, when I was in her 5th grade class, when he graduated high school.
How old was she when you were in 5th grade?
I have no idea.
But
But
let's say
she
she was
had-
20. That would have been what?
No. She was older than that. I would have, if I had to like guess, she was probably close to 30.
So in 5th grade, you're like what, 11? Is that about right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
My son's 11. He's in 5th grade.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So he's 11.
And
so by the time
now
he
I-
graduates, he's 18. So that would be about a 20-year difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like-
now, like full disclosure, like she was not bad to look at in that 5th grade class, but that was not the same woman, when we graduated high school. And the fact that she left her husband and I think she had 2 or 3 kids
for an
to be with
18-year-old.
the guy that she left them to go to, who I also knew. We weren't close friends or anything, but I knew him. We were in the same graduated class, and we were in that 5th grade class together. Was mind numbing.
I'm
Here's the
gonna
question, are they still together today?
I have no idea because
I'm gonna just
I'm
throw
not
out
one of
a-
those people.
I'm gonna throw out a completely speculatory statement. I'm gonna assume I'm gonna speculate that that they didn't just magically fall in love when he became 18.
Absolutely.
I'm just
There was rumors in our
Speculating.
sophomore year. There was rumors that in our sophomore year that something was going on.
Good for
he said good for them.
them.
So like I said, I think the only thing that truly aged poorly in this was and look, I don't know exactly how it was in the 50s, but the way most of the women are treated in this film
Yes,
is,
I
while
agree.
indicative of the time,
Has clearly not aged well.
is clearly not aged well.
That was what I was gonna
Yep.
say. So
Josh, you got anything else that aged poorly?
No, I don't.
right.
Aged well. I have a couple things. First thing, the movie didn't really have a soundtrack necessarily. The only time you really had movie or music was when they were in the cars or when they were in like the restaurant with the jukebox. But I liked all the music. They played a lot of old Hank Williams songs that I really liked. So I thought the music was entertaining, and it's kind of funny is as much as we bagged on JC's mom, I at least appreciated part of the message that she was trying to give her daughter of like, hey man, don't settle on the first guy. Like, don't, like you should get out there and really like try. Look, so many
spread
times
your
people are
wings.
Like, well, you can't do any of this stuff until you get married, and so I
Yeah,
think it forces
she-
so many people to get married a lot quicker than they
Yeah,
should.
she
because
told
they wanna get in
her-
there and-
Yeah, she told her to spread her wings, not spread her legs.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think JC over-indexed quite
Yes.
a bit.
yes,
Uh,
what I was gonna say is aged well is birth control in general, practicing safe sex has aged well, especially considering this is supposed to take place in the 50s when that type of mentality was unheard of. Like,
Sure.
Now, to your point, Josh, she overcorrected. She did, you know, she should have stopped like here, and she just said "fuck it" all the way, and you know, whatever. But
I would say the one thing that I think the big thing for me that aged well was if you ever lived in a small town, this story resonates easily. To leave is to abandon all that you know. And the weird thing is like if you've never lived in like a shithole town or just really small town, when you and all you did is spend your time in like in the big city, and you look at that and you're like, what do you care? There ain't nothing there. That's not the way it works. Like whatever you grew up in, that's everything. So it's while you could sit there all day long and say, why would you want to stay? You know, to leave is truly to abandon everything that you know. And to stay is to admit defeat for what you know is going to happen when you grow up. And it's depressing. It's a burden. Because you look at everybody else in the town and it's like, well, I mean, nobody else has made it that stays here. And I'm going to be just like one of these guys if I stay here. It's so, I mean, it ages well in the sense that story, I think, is
still true.
It's still true if you can relate to a small town setting.
I cannot.
All right. Last question here. Is this movie rewatchable?
Not for me.
I will never watch this movie again.
This movie's called The Last Picture Show. And it's the last time I'll ever watch this shit.
All right, look.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it because I know this is the last part of this. I do not think that I will ever watch this movie again, but I did learn.
First unanimous, not rewatchable movie.
Yeah, I did learn that a sequel was made to this movie, and it's called Texasville.
Then
and
I call shenanigans on the title of this movie. Then it's clearly not The Last Picture Show.
I will say, that I know I am going to not like that movie, but I am going to watch it.
Jason, do you know is it streaming anywhere for free or paid service, or do I have to fucking like rent it?
Let me look.
Okay,
while you guys talk.
Look, great news, ladies and gentlemen. Pulp Fiction's coming up next week.
What I was going to ask, just the last part of rewatchable, because I feel like this is I don't know if this belongs as a secondary category to rewatchable, but this is always a question I ask. So you would never solo rewatch this movie, but if someone wanted to watch it for the first time, would you have any desire to watch it with them? Or would you be like, I'm going to go do my own thing, and we can talk about it after you watch it?
I think I'd watch it with them while being on my phone.
I could probably do that if I was watching it.
I don't think I could do
for
that.
A few choice moments.
I think I would not watch it with them. I would just talk to them after they.
I'll say this. The only thing that gives me pause, and I go back to what I said in the beginning, is if I had researched this movie a little bit more to know what I was walking into from the beginning, I might have enjoyed it more. So if I knew somebody who just for whatever reason, whether it was for homework or for research, or somebody told them to watch it, and they're like, "Hey, you want to watch this movie?" I might actually watch the movie to see if I actually could enjoy it the second time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jesus Christ, I cannot find this movie anywhere.
Probably a good thing.
Right.
Either one of you got? I just got a new phone, so I don't know my login for Amazon.
Let's table that. Sounds like we have made it through the end of this podcast.
We did it.
Have we?
Jason, you are becoming the guy when I need to know, is it time to end the podcast? You always seem to have a
I know
way
when to
of,
wrap it up.
you have a way of letting us know that it's time to end it.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Thank everybody for stopping by, and stay safe and have a good one.
Yes, and
Live long and
don't
prosper.
watch this movie.